Everyone, I'm Anna. I hope you're all ready to sew a cute little zipper pouch. I am in front of the camera and behind the camera, so bear with me as I try and do it all in a one-woman kind of show. Okay, so here we have all our pieces. We have 4 pieces of interfacing. I'm using Decor Bond 809. You can use any medium weight interfacing that you have on hand. We have our 2 lining pieces here. We have our 2 exterior pieces here. A 9-inch zipper. If you don't have a 9-inch zipper, I do have one that is much longer, and I will show you very quickly how to shorten it. Shorten any zipper to match the size that you need. We also have our strap, our wrist strap. And this is an alternative way to put the wrist strap on. So I'm going to save these pieces to last. This consists of a tab and a D-ring and a swivel hook. And it's just another option to attach your strap. I find that it gives a much more professional look to the bag. So that is the way that I will be using for this tutorial. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our pieces that have interfacing on them. We're going to go over to the ironing board and we're going to press the interfacing onto the back of all of our pieces. So I'm at the ironing board. I just want to show those of you who have never used fusible interfacing. If you take a look at this interfacing, you'll see there's a kind of a shiny side and then a duller side. The shiny side goes face down on your fabric like so. And then you just press it on. We're going to go ahead and press all of our pieces and then we'll meet back at the sewing machine. Okay, so we're back. All our pieces have been interfaced. We have the 2 linings and the exterior pieces and our strap and our strap tab. Okay. Shorten the zipper, you're going to go ahead and lay it across your piece of fabric. Match up the ends. The tab should be face down. And of course, as you can see, we have way too much zipper. We have 20 inches of zipper. About 3/4 of an inch in from the edge here, you will mark it. You don't have to be exact, but always mark on the wrong side of the zipper so it won't show on your bag. I don't know if you can see that, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it closer. Those marks are kind of faint, but they're there. Here and here. And then you can choose to whip stitch this by hand and make yourself a new zipper stop, or you can do it on the sewing machine. On a coil zipper, I prefer to do it on the sewing machine. It's much faster. And that's the way I'm going to do it, and I'll show you that step. Okay, so we're at the sewing machine, and I don't know if you can see the faint mark. I have the mark that I made on the back of the zipper lined up here. And I'm just going to go across that 3 or 4, maybe even 5 times, just to make sure you have a good stop there, and it's nice and secure, and your zipper won't unravel. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt to do this. Okay, and here we go. Start with the needle in the fabric. And we'll just go forward and backwards a few times. Cool. Okay. And there you have it. You take your scissors, and we're going to go ahead and cut. Oh, there we go. And there you go. You have a new zipper stop. And I'm going to open the zipper so you can see. Boom. And see? We have a nice sturdy zipper stop here. In order to box each corner, we're going to need to prepare our pieces before we even install the zipper or we start anything else. So you need a 1 1/4 piece of cardboard, paper, whatever, just as long as it's kind of stiff. And we're going to take that and lay it in the corner of your lining. I'm not left-handed, but I'm trying this. And you're going to do that for each corner. And I don't know if my hands are going to be in the way or not. And you're going to also do that for this corner. Then you're going to end up with this, like so. And you just take your scissors and cut these squares out. This will give you a perfectly boxed corner. So go ahead and do this, and we'll get back after all 4 corners are complete. Although, I do have a tip. I have to remind you, however, that if you're using a directional fabric such as I am, you want to make sure that you don't cut your corners out in the wrong corner. Make sure it's right side up, and that you cut your corners out in the bottom. So I can't pan out too much, I don't think. You cut your corners in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll meet back and we'll make sure all our 4 corners are cut, and then we'll start. Okay, so the corners are cut out in the bottom, and now we're all set to begin. There we go. Okay, so this is going to be my front, the front of my bag, this particular panel. So I'm sorry about the angle. I'm trying hard to make sure that you guys can see everything. So, gonna lay the front exterior of your bag face up. You're gonna take your zipper and you're going to lay it with the tab down. Okay, here's your tab. Turn it over. Lay it face down on your, like so. You're going to take a lining piece, okay, and I don't know if you guys noticed, this is the bottom, and you're going to lay your lining piece like so on top of the zipper. So in essence, what you're going to do is make a sandwich. I'm going to turn it around this way, kind of, so you can see it just a little better. Okay, so you've made a sandwich here. I am going to, it's going to be a little noisy now because I'm going to get, I use binder clips. I find them much easier than using pins. And so I have my binder clips here. And, oh, I forgot one thing. Take your zipper and undo it just a little way so that when you start sewing, there we go. Still sandwich it. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Okay, so now we've got a sandwich here. Okay, that's what it looks like. And we're going to take this over to the sewing machine. Over at the sewing machine, you're going to switch out your regular zipper foot here for your, your regular presser foot for your zipper foot. You're just going to, I'll try to do it from the side. Drop the handle. That drops off. Clamp this one on. And you're all set. Okay. Now you're going to take your bag. Okay, we're going to line that up. We're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam here. Make sure you back stitch to secure your seam. Now, when you get to the part, you can feel the zipper tab there. The zipper tab. You lift it up. Lift up your, slide the tab under, back to the end. Put it down, and you continue straight along to the end. And that's it for that. So we're at the ironing board now. So this is what we've done. You're going to open up the piece that you just attached to your zipper, and you're going to open it up and kind of fold it back like this. Okay, let's try that again. I don't think I got it on there too clear. this is what you'll have. Turn your lining so that it's underneath, so that you'll have this and this. Okay, that's the front. That's the back, and we're just going to simply press it flat. Okay. Okay, let's try this. So we're going to go ahead and press this flat. Okay, so there's one side. Then I flip it over, and I press the lining side flat. And this is what you should have. There's the front. There's your lining. So the other half of the bag to the zipper. Okay, you're going to take your lining piece face up. Okay, make sure you have your bottoms matched. You're going to, again, it's just another sandwich. I'm going to try, and it's easier for me to do it from the side so that I can see that I'm lining it up. Okay, so take my zipper and I'm lining up with the lining piece like so. Then I'm going to take my top, the other side of my bag, and I'm going to lay that face down. So this is what you have. What you basically have is you have exterior to exterior and lining to lining with the zipper sandwiched in between. Okay. Now, don't be nervous. It will not line up on the bottom. A lot of new sewers get nervous when they don't see everything lining up down here. It won't line up on the bottom until you actually flip it over and press it. Okay? So don't be nervous if yours is not lining up. So this is what we have here. We have another nice little sandwich. I am going to go ahead and use my binder clips again. Obviously, I have bigger ones this time. Again, remember to pull your zipper tab down some so that it looks harder than it is. It really isn't. Just line that piece back up. You got your zipper tabs there. And a smaller one here. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and we're going to go ahead and sew this. Back at the sewing machine and we're going to go ahead and do this. So I back stitch here. Okay, I can feel my zipper pull there, so I'm going to lift my presser foot and slide the zipper foot back to the end and continue on. And remember the back stitch at each end. Clip your threads and okay, so now we're back at the sewing machine and we're just going to flip everything. So you have your two lining pieces here, your two exterior pieces here, and you're just going to give it a good press before we top stitch along the zipper. Okay, just okay. So we're back at our sewing machine and we're going to replace our zipper foot with our regular presser foot. And we're just going to release that and put that back on. Okay. And I just, okay, so we're good. Now we're going to take our piece here with the zipper and we're going to just go ahead and top stitch along the zipper. Go ahead and top stitch. Always make sure that you back stitch to catch the stitch there, and then go straight across. When you get to the pull, again, lift it up, slide it by, and back stitch. Okay. Now, I'm just going to flip it around and go ahead and do the other side. I'm top stitching down the other side. Again, when you get to the tab, slide it across, and just continue on your way. Sorry for the squeaky machine, she needs servicing. Now, for those of you who are afraid to do zippers, you're all done. The hardest part is finished. This is hopefully a nice close-up of the top stitching. And see, that wasn't so bad. The hardest part of the bag is finished now, so we're going to go ahead and start sewing it all together. Take your long strap and you're going to top stitch both sides, like so. Okay, I was just finishing that one up. You take it out, you turn it around. I've already done this one, and then you top stitch on down the other side as well. So now we're going to pull it all together. Again, I always use binder clips, but if you have pins, that's okay to use. Now for this part, please make sure that you've unzipped the zipper about 3/4 of the way. Okay, you want it to look like this. Okay, you're going to take your two exteriors, bring them together. Let's try that again, just so you can really see it. You're going to take your two exterior fabrics, bring the edges together like so, and then you have your two lining fabrics together. Okay, so your two exterior, your two lining with the zipper in the middle. Make sure your zipper is 3/4 of the way open, or you will not be able to turn your bag. Okay. So at the bottom of the two, I have the exterior here. I'm just going to put a couple of clips. I'm also going to do the same thing at the bottom of the lining. Okay. So at the bottom of the lining, put a couple of clips. Okay. Now this is what I have. Okay, your zipper is open. This is where the zipper will pull towards you. You're going to go in, take these two pieces here. It's not really showing well. Damn it. So now you want to clip everything together or pin everything together. You will pin your exterior pieces to your exterior pieces like so. So if you can see that, those two pieces will go together. And then your lining pieces will clip together like so. Okay. Just checking everything. Now on this part, this is where you will place your strap. I'm sorry. You place your strap. You'll put it in, you'll slide it in like so on the part of the bag that has the exterior fabric. You slide it in like so. And you clip or pin very close to it to keep it in place. Let it hang out about a 1/2 inch, like that. And then you go ahead and sew around it. Okay. If you're using the alternative strap, you'll have your smaller piece, which you will slide into a D-ring, like so, and you will slide that piece in there. And I am making mine with the D-ring, so I'm going to leave mine in there. Okay. There we go. Alright, now off to the sewing machine. Okay, we're going to sew the entire bag all the way around. You're going to start at the lining, the bottom of the lining, and you're going to sew in about 2 inches from the edge. And you're going to sew right to the edge, and you will then turn it around and sew your 1/4 inch through here. I apologize for the camera again. I'm trying to do several things at once. Okay. And you just, now this part might be a little tough, but you just kind of shove it. And I do back stitch over that a little bit, up and over, and continue right on your way to the edge. Back stitch. Turn. Now you should be at the bottom of the exterior fabric. And you will sew right across that. Back stitch. 1/4 inch. Back stitch. Turn again. And you'll be sewing up the side seam. Sorry, I keep knocking the camera out of the way. And you will be sewing up the side seam, 1/4 inch seams. Back stitch of the exterior fabric. Now we're at the zipper part again, and again it'll take some doing to get it under there, but you can do it. Back stitch. Okay. Now you're sewing down the side of the lining. Back stitch. And we're only going to sew about 2 inches in because we need a 4 or 5 inch opening to turn our bag. Back stitch. Good. I back stitch several times so that the bag will not rip when I turn it. And that's that. This is what we should have. All of these openings at the sides should not have been sewn. If you've sewn them, go unpick them. Okay? That's the lining part. This is the exterior. These should all be open because this is what we're going to use to box our corners. So go ahead and just cut up, snip up all your little things. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and box our corners. Okay, remember to cut off any extra that you might have there. Okay, now we're going to box our corners. We're going to take that opening that we left, and this is the bottom seam. We're going to match it to the side seam. Okay, it's that easy. It does take a little bit of manipulating, and make sure your seams go opposite ways so that you reduce bulk. And that's it. And then you pin it. Couple of pins. Ouch. Of course. It's one of the reasons why I don't use pins. And we're going to do that to all 4 corners, and then I'll show you what we should have. Okay, so this is what we have for the 4 corners. You should have your side seams matched up. Your side seams matched up with your bottom seam, and that will help you box the corners. Now we'll go ahead over to the sewing machine and sew them. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and sew a 1/4 inch seam across the bottom. I backstitched a couple of times over the seams. And that's it. You're going to go ahead and do that on all 4 corners, and we'll meet up in a minute. So all 4 corners of your bag should be boxed now, and I'm just snipping extra. I know it's on the inside, but I'm just kind of anal like that. I like all my bags to be neat on the inside as they are on the outside. Okay, so here's what you have now. Here's your opening. Now we're going to go ahead and flip it. And I'm going to try to get this on camera. We're going to give birth to our bag. There's your opening. And as you can see, my hand's a little tight. Should be just enough for your hand to get in there and grab hold of pretty much anything in there and start pulling it through. Come on. I know why this is called giving birth now. I probably should have left a bigger opening. Bring it through. I hope you all are having a much easier time than I am doing this. And so, we should now have our bottom piece. Now I'm putting my hand back in the hole, and so I can push out the sides at the bottom. We're going to sew this opening closed. We're going to just turn in 1/4 inch, like we did when we were sewing it. Okay. Some people use pins, some don't. I'm just pinning it for your benefit, but normally I do not use pins. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to take this to the sewing machine, and we're going to go ahead and sew that opening close. We're going to sew the opening closed in the bottom. Make sure you backstitch, and you just want to touch the edge. Okay. And we will snip here, snip there, and we will just shove this right inside the bag. Okay. And voila! There is your finished bag. For those of you who are doing the alternative strap, I'm going to continue on with that. So for those of us who are sewing the alternative strap, it's very easy. You take your swivel hook and slide your piece that we've already pressed. And so, now this spot is important. You're going to bring I'm going to fold this like so, back to back. Like so. And sew across that 1/4 inch. Make sure you back stitch. Okay, very easy. Then you're going to take it like this and you're going to fold back that seam. Oh, going to finger fold back your seam and then fold it in just like so. And then that will help you bring it flat all the way around, so that you end up with this. Okay, you with me so far? We're going to end up with this, with these sides open here. You're going to remove your arm and place it like so around your bag. Back stitch, close up that, and then you're just going to go all the way around it to close that strap up. Slide it over, well, pull it out a little bit. I don't even bother to break the thread or anything, I just slide it over. And then I top stitch on the other side, again all the way around. Okay, pull it out, cut your strings. Alright, I'm going to cut the strings and then I'll be right back. My strings, now I have something like this. Take this, you know what, place that now. Okay, just fold this over, like so, put it under your, keep it even. Put it under there, and just go back and forth across this 5 or 6 times. Okay. For durability, you have this. You cut your strings, and you're all set. And I'll show you what it looks like on the bag in a moment. Okay, so here is your finished bag with the optional handle. I prefer this handle actually because if you don't want to take it as a carry bag, you can always remove this piece, which I cannot do with my left hand, but you can always just unclip this and use it as a makeup bag. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys had a good time and will join me again soon for another one. I hope you enjoyed your bag. I love my Betty and Veronica bag. Yay! And I hope yours came out great too. And if not, feel free to inbox me and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. Bye now.